All right, everyone. Hey, thanks for jumping on. We're going to talk today about getting started with social media campaigns through Command. I mean, I'm sure some of you have run ads before. Maybe you've had success, maybe you haven't. But what I want to talk about during this training is just kind of taking you through the different steps to create an ad. Now that we're in this new world, right, where we might not be showing as many homes, I'll give you some ad copy uh, that could, be socially aware, right? You don't want to have an ad that says, contact me to see this home in person or contact me to set up a personal showing. That's not the verbiage we want to be putting out into the world right now. So I'm going to give you some verbiage when you're creating your ad on how to, offer a virtual tour or a FaceTime or a Zoom tour or a virtual open house or a digital open house, that type of thing. Because I think that's really important right now. I'm in the state of Michigan, and from what I've heard, as of 3 o'clock this afternoon, we're probably not going to be able to leave our house. So there's that. But also, guys, like leveraging the tools that Command has with landing pages and neighborhood information is really is key. Trent, I'm actually recording it, so as soon as I'm done and I process it, I'll email it to everybody. So don't worry about like having to do that yourself. Yeah, I'll send it out. But just so you know, because Zoom is being used, the CEO of Zoom gave Zoom to universities and elementary schools and high schools for free. Processing videos over an hour tend to take a while. So at the latest, I hope to get it to you by tomorrow, if not sooner. So anyway, I'm going to walk you just through some ideas and some strategies, and obviously how to create a Facebook ad and how to target it correctly, how much money to spend, how long to ad for. Trent, signups for paid accounts are best to do in the early. Okay, cool. Thanks, buddy. So yeah, so basically I'm just all those and give you some tips and tools and strategy on how to kind of pivot your Facebook marketing for the current. I have my friend Jack is here. He's my one-eyed Maine Coon. Say hi, Jack. Say hi, Jack. Okay, get out of here. Anyway, he loves coming into my office. He's got one eye. He's awesome. All right, so I am going to share my screen, and we're gonna get going. And like I said, if you guys have any questions, I won't be able to see the chat box when I start sharing my screen. So if you do, just unmute yourself and say, "Hey, Nick, I just have a quick question." Cool. Is that good? Yeah, because I won't be able to see everybody. I won't be able to see everybody's comments while I'm sharing my screen and focusing on showing you guys what to do. All right, so here I've got my screen open, and I don't know how much of you are familiar with effective running paid ads through Command is on Facebook and Instagram. But if you guys were at Family Reunion, you heard Josh say that throughout the entire company, our average cost per lead through Command is about $1.96. Now, I can tell you that the average cost per lead that I've been generating, the range is between 96 cents and $1.52, which is pretty incredible considering the third-party platforms that I'm using are around $3 or more. When I was selling in New Jersey, my average cost per lead was about $10. In Michigan, it was about 3 to 5. And there's two reasons for the lower cost per lead. The reasons are that Command is connected. Although all of us have our own Command accounts, they funnel down to one main account, which is the Keller Williams account that's connected to Facebook. And so when you're running an ad and you put $50 behind an ad, you're basically contributing to the Keller Williams ad account as a whole, which is probably spending around $1 million to $1.5 million every quarter. So the more money an ad account spends, the lower your cost per leads will be. And then with the massive amounts of ads that are being created, Facebook's algorithm is getting smarter and understanding where to better place your ads. So when you have better placement and you spend more money, you get lower cost per lead. Hope that makes sense to everybody. That's one of the really great value propositions that we have with Keller Williams, is that partnership gives us lower cost per lead. And also with the improved placements, I'm seeing much higher response rates much earlier on in the process. Like, when it would typically take a few weeks to get in touch with somebody or to get somebody responding, we're seeing them responding much sooner, probably within a week, if not less. So you have much more motivated opportunities because of those two things being combined in the partnership with Keller Williams. So, all right, what I'm going to show you is how to create a listing ad on Facebook and on Instagram. So I've got my property that I'm going to use, and I'm now in campaigns and I'm in paid ads. And I'm going to create a new campaign right over here on the upper right-hand side. And I'm going to choose social ad paid. And I'm going to use the address of the property, which is this one, 9844 Dixie Highway. That's going to be my campaign name so I can keep track. Now these goals don't do anything for your targeting. They just help you stay organized, right? So if you're advertising a listing, attracting buyers, it just kind of helps you stay organized so you know what that ad was, what the purpose of the ad was. So we're going to advertise a listing for this one, and I'm going to choose Facebook and I'm going to choose Instagram. Now, what you have to understand is Facebook and Instagram have two different demographics. You might not want to use Facebook and Instagram every single time. I'm only doing it so I can show you how to do both and kill two birds with one stone. But let's look at this property. Okay, this property is $499,000. Your demographic on Instagram is like 14 years old, although you won't be targeting 14-year-olds. It's younger. It's like mid-20s and less. It's like, just out of college, maybe they're upwards of their 30s, but it's around 14 to 30. Facebook is 30 plus, some would argue 35 plus. So if I'm advertising a listing for $500,000 in my market, will a 20-something purchase a house at that price? If the answer is yes, then you would want to also include Instagram. If the answer is no, then you don't want to include Instagram because your demographic won't be as effective. It's going to be too young. So if that makes sense, which I hope it does, that's how you would decide which platforms to advertise on. But for example purposes, I'm going to use both just so I can show you how to use both. All right, so we're going to set up the campaign, and it's going to bring up the KW listing service. Now, if you have any listings, most likely they're going to show up here right when this pops up. Only my listings, right? This isn't my listing. And by the way, if you're advertising someone else's listing, obviously make sure you get their permission. Don't just do it. I'm going to choose all listings, and then I'm going to search for that property. And it up right here, KWLS. The listing agent Patty Gilman. She's in my market center. But there's two here because we have Real Comp and Real Source, which is an MLS. But it doesn't really matter which one I choose. So I'll choose the listing, and then it's going to just throw the very first picture in there. We can change that later, but it's going to throw the very first picture of that popped up in the MLS in there. Now, the next one is the ad copy text. By the way, if you decide you don't want to do that one, just click change listing and then this all pops back up again. But just want to let you know that. Hold on one second. Let's get out of here. Okay. So the main copy is going to be pulled directly from the MLS description, which usually isn't very marketable. You most likely will have to change it depending on how well the agent or how well you are good at ad copy. Most agents are just not very good at copy in the MLS. And so we use a lot of abbreviations and capital letters. But I can most likely use some of it. The ultimate lakefront home, completely okay, so this is actually kind of good. I can use this. Completely remodeled with today's style and designs. So I'm going to delete this a little bit, but I'm going to actually make this, I'm going to change this and make it more marketable. And I'm going to make it say, have you been looking for a beautiful lakefront? Oh, I should already put that. Lake front home. It's completely remodeled with today's style and she mentioned house before, like it stepped right out of house. So then I'll just say, for more info, location, photos, and price, click learn more below. Now you can say, you could say, have you been looking for a beautiful Clarkston lakefront home? The Clarkston is the town. What I wouldn't say, what I wouldn't give them is the actual address. Don't give them the full address. You can tell them the town it's in, right? Because that will actually help you get more motivated buyers if someone's actually looking for a lakefront home and they're looking in Clarkston or they're looking in the town. But don't give them the actual address, because they'll copy and paste it and go right to Zillow, which is what you don't want them to do. So I'm going to add a couple emojis here, because emojis have been actually proven to get more clicks on Facebook. So don't go overboard with emojis, obviously, but they're kind of fun to throw in. I do like a little house and an air and a finger pointing down. And I'll just put over here like a magnifying glass. Like, have you been looking for something? The magnifying glass is a good is kind of a cool little fun thing to start off the ad copy with. All right, cool. So that's how my ad is going to look. I'm not done yet. So for the headline right here, I'm going to say just listed lakefront home. And here is a description. Now, this doesn't mean you should have 250 characters. I don't know why that they put this. It should be very short. You know, let's say, you know, put the boat in the lake and sit. It's got to be, you know, it has to be, you have to get them to get interested. You gotta give them, you know, some incentive. Ooh, I would love to put my boat in the lake and set sail for this lakefront home. So something along those lines. So this is what your ad will look like in a Facebook news feed on your desktop. This is what it's going to look like on mobile. I will show you what it looks like on Instagram as soon as I add more photos. Okay, so we're going to get down to that part right after this. So we're going to save this ad text. Oh, actually, you know what I was going to tell you guys? I completely forgot to do this. Remember I told you I was going to help you with new verbiage. So let's do this. Have you been looking for a beautiful lakefront home? So let's actually, so if you're going to market for today, we can give you a virtual, let's do a digital tour of this home through FaceTime. For more info, location, price, or digital tour, click learn more below. So, you know, this is a good verbiage right now in the current situation we're in. We can give you a digital tour of this home through FaceTime. For more info, location, photos, and price, price, or digital tour, click learn more below. So right now, for the foreseeable future, I would actually see how that works for you, right? Because everybody knows that they can't physically go out and see this house. So, you know, I would do everything I can to get people to you know, opt in for you to meet them on FaceTime, meet them on chat, on Zoom. You don't want to be too close to people you don't know right now. So that's actually a really good it's actually a really good alternative. So that would be verbiage I would definitely use in today's environment right now. So we're going to save that ad text, and then we're going to go to add media. This is my favorite part because you don't have to upload any photos. When you click add more, I love that all the photos just pop up, and these are beautiful photos. Patty Gilman is the number one solo agent in my market, and I recruited her to KW Gold Banger. So I did that. She's awesome. So I'm gonna pick five more photos. Look at that. Kitchen's beautiful. So I would use a wide view for this, but you can also, you know, change it for square or vertical. You know, the reason it says best for most placements is because it looks good on Instagram, but we're not going to run an Instagram ad. We're going to run an Instagram story, which is different. So I like the wide, the angle on shows you the wood beams. Then I'm going to add another photo. Let's see, are there any good ones here? Oh, this is awesome. I want to buy this house now. Okay, so that's obviously the balcony from the second floor, and I'll add one more just so you guys get the full effect. Oh, oh my gosh, I'm like in love with this house now. Let's crop this. That's nice for the bathroom. And you know, what you also can do is you can just move these around too if you don't like the order. But honestly, like, the order is not going to make a difference, because what's going to happen is when you deploy your ad, Facebook is going to change the order for you. So the way they do the reason they do that, let's say most people, when they come to the ad, most people click through to your ad. Let's say most people click through to your ad on this photo right here with the lake. If more people click through to your ad through that photo, this photo is going to show up as the first photo on your ad.
Ah.
You know what I mean? Because Facebook's trying to optimize your ad spend as much as possible and get you the most clicks and the most leads. So whatever photo is clicked the most will eventually show up as the first photo. So rearranging them doesn't matter. It only matters when you deploy it. And then over time, the algorithm will change that for you and make it more purposeful. So this is where you want to upload your logo, your DBA, your Market Center DBA, your team logo. So you can see mine is right over here. But if I was going to upload another one, I would, oops, that's not what I would do. I would do this. Click this. And if you have it in your hard drive, let's just say I'm going to use this KW one. It will throw that in there for me. See, so it shows up there. It's kind of cool, so you can brand your actual pictures on social media with your own Market Center or team logo. Now I can show you what it looks like on an Instagram story. Now, if you're not familiar with Instagram stories are what you see right at the top of Instagram and Facebook, for that matter. And they look like this. And people swipe them. And it shows up at the top of their feed, and they're the most engaged aspects of of Instagram, more so than an Instagram feed ad. And so you'll see your ad copy down here on Instagram stories, and then people will swipe back and forth through your photos, and there'll be a thing that says swipe here or click here for more information. And it's similar to the Facebook.
Haven't had any coffee yet either.
I'm going to mute you guys. There you go. Thanks. Just keep yourself muted unless you have a question. So hold on. Let me go back to my screen. All right. You can also move the DBA logo or your logo to the other side of the ad if you want to also. So I moved it over to this side. It really doesn't make a difference. All right. Your ownership statement, you don't need it. It just says each office is independently owned and operated. Okay. So now we're down here with configuring Facebook and Instagram ads. Okay. So you're obviously going to select your page. You don't want it to say Keller Williams, so you're going to select, your team page. So then it will switch to Superior Homes Group. Well, it will switch to your team page. Mine is Superior Homes Group at Keller Williams Premier. So now it's branded to me, and you can see that it looks really nice on every platform. And if you don't have an Instagram account, you don't need one. Facebook, because they own Instagram, they'll set up a mock profile for you just to run your ads with. So don't think you have to go and set up an Instagram account just to do this. All right, so the call to action button, learn more. We don't want sign up. We don't want apply now. We want learn more because that's what we're saying, click learn more. In my experience, if you ask someone to sign up, they're not going to do it. They're going to be like, I don't want to sign up for anything, but they'll learn more. It's just the way it's posed, right? Like if you're doing like a buyer seminar and you want to get registrations for that, then yes, you would do sign up. But no one wants to feel like they're signing up for your website to see houses, but they will definitely click learn more to find out more information. It's just all how you phrase it. All right, so it's very, very important to use the Facebook lead generation form. And that is how you collect full contact information on all of the leads that come in. And the way that works is Facebook has information on everybody and their mother. And so when someone clicks your ad, a lead generation form, like a lead form pops up and auto-populates their information, their name, phone number, email. And then when they click submit, when they submit their info, it goes into command as a lead and you get their full contact. You get their name, email, and phone, unless for some reason they've changed the information. But mostly the information is correct. And the form pops up, it shows them their info, it asks them to approve it. And when they click send, they click submit, it goes into command as a lead and you have permission to contact them. So that's what's great about using a lead generation form. You don't want to use a site or landing page for this because that's just strictly for brand awareness. You want to generate leads for this type of ad. All right, so the follow-up destination URL, you can do one of two things. I suggest using a link from your KW agent site, but if you've built a landing page in Command, you can choose from those, right? But to do that, we're going to use the lead generation. We're going to use the listing page from my website, from my KW website, because if they don't like the house that they see, they're already on your website. So chances are they're going to keep searching and hopefully create an account. And that's how you're going to get signups. All right, so we're going to add the destination URL. So when they click through to the ad and they submit their information, they'll be led right to this page and they'll be able to look at all the beautiful pictures and see more information. And they'll also see that there's an open house. Well, tomorrow. I don't know if she's going to be able to still do that, but we will find out. All right, cool.
That one more time, Nick.
I'm sorry?
Do you mind? This is Candace. Do you mind showing that one more time? I just set up for the first time 3 ads, and I used the link from Realcom from my listing. So I'm taking that away from. Like,
I mean, you can, but the only problem with that is they're not going to your website, so they're not going to keep searching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So can you show me that one more time?
Sure. So all I did was I went to my website and I typed in and I entered the address for the listing.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Yeah, I entered the address for the listing, so I knew which listing I was gonna use. So if I go, if I just enter the address for the listing and I search, um, you know, then I just find it and I just grab the link right here and I copy it, and then I go to follow-up destination and I just paste it.
Which was the same thing I was doing, but I was copying a link from RealComp, so I get
Yeah,
it.
the only thing with RealComp is you're not bringing them to your website. So if
Right.
they don't like it, they're just going to click away. But if they're actually looking for a house, there's a good chance that they're going to go, oh, you know what? This house isn't for me. I'm gonna like look for something else. You know what I mean?
Now,
So
on the
then they'll,
reverse, on a vanity ad, just to add, just to get leads, like if it's just a picture of myself, would I do the same thing? Not on a listing, but just get them to my website.
I'm sorry, repeat the question.
So let's say it's not a listing Facebook ad, but it's like what I term a vanity ad, where it's just to generate leads, and maybe it's just a picture of myself saying call me. Would I still use that same link and make them go towards my website?
I mean, what I would do is I would have them go to like your about me or something. You know,
Oh, so call up the page that I want and click on that link.
vanity ads. I don't know if you're having success with them. Not
I'm
really
brand new
seen.
to this. Just set up the first three.
Okay, I
First,
highly suggest not running those ads. And that's because people just want to see homes for sale. They don't want to saying, "Hey, check out information about me. I'm a realtor in the neighborhood." I've never had
my
success with
dollar sign.
those. Yeah, I just don't want you to waste money. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Um, but if you were going to do it, I would lead them to the about me portion of your website, or like, if you want to do an about your team, or contact me or something like that. But that's not going to be as effective. People want to see homes.
Okay.
So I would highly suggest, doing it this way, but leading them to a listing. That's what I would
Appreciate
suggest.
that. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, no problem. All right. So targeting. All right. This is my favorite part. So we are going
Nick,
to, now it knows the house. I'm
I've got
sorry.
a question before
Yeah,
you
go
move
ahead.
on. When you use other people's listings, if you don't have any of your own, do we need to credit them?
So you have
Specifically,
to
what's the
check with
rule
the
on
laws.
that?
With the laws in your state, right?
Okay.
So in New Jersey, where I'm licensed, let me get I forgot the address for this property. Hold on a second. It was what the heck was it?
9844?
I'm just gonna go to any listing. It doesn't. Oh, I have the thing right here. Hold on. So in New Jersey, from what I recall, it's been 2 years since I lived there. Don't quote me on this. It has to be on at least one click away, right? So I've got Patty Gilman's info here, which is technically one click away past the the lead generation form.
Okay.
So if it's one click away, I should be good, but I don't know what the laws are in your state.
Okay.
Thank
Thank you.
But the way I would do that is this, right? I would do this. This beautiful, I would say this beautiful Clarkson Lakefront home listed by Patty Gilman may be perfect for you if you're looking for yada, yada, yada. You know what I mean? Like, because you only have 250 characters, try to incorporate the listing agent's name in the ad copy and not at the bottom, like listed by Patty Gilman. Patty Gilman just listed this beautiful lakefront home. We can give you a digital tour of this home through FaceTime. Does that make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, because down here we only have 250 characters.
Right.
So you want to use those characters as wisely as you possibly can. So incorporating the listing agent's name, like in the first sentence, like that, would allow you to say a lot more.
Okay. All right. Thanks, Nick.
Yep. But just again, check with your state regulations because every state's different. Okay, so we're past this already. Facebook and Instagram ads. I think that's where we're at now. Okay, great. So I selected my business page. Now, by the way, you have to have a business page and you have to connect it through command. If you don't know how, I'll show you afterwards. It's very, very simple. But let's just say that you have it connected because you can't run ads from your personal page, only on your business page. So I want to choose an Instagram story, right? Because an Instagram story, again, looks like this, and they get much more engagement than an Instagram ad. An Instagram ad will show up in the Instagram news feed, and people will scroll right past it. It's not like Facebook. The Instagram news feed doesn't get as much engagement like the Facebook news feed. So using an Instagram story benefits you a lot better. Okay, so we're using the lead generation form. I've got my follow-up destination URL. Now we're here with your ad targeting. Okay, so we're gonna target the house is in Clarkston, Michigan, and I'm gonna use custom settings. Now, if you don't use custom settings, this is the only targeting you're gonna get. The town within 20 miles of it. That's not good enough for me. I'm going to use custom settings. So when I click this little tag, this little toggle here, I can now choose my location. My location automatically pops up. Let me mute all of you guys. There you go. Thank you. Okay. So Clarkston, Michigan just pops up, but you could type in your location and it will also pop up. And with radius, you can only go down as far as 15 miles. The reason for that is because Facebook was hit with a $5 billion fair housing violation lawsuit. So they've taken away the ability to target zip codes and a radius further, much closer than that, because they felt that agents were taking advantage of targeting too specifically, right? So you can go as high as you can go as low as 15, and you can't go out as far as 50. I always do 50 miles from the town that the house is listed in. But if you know your area better, like I know that in New Jersey, northern New Jersey, if I was doing 50 miles, I'd be in Pennsylvania already, right? So that's might not be where I want to go because I lived 9 miles west of Midtown Manhattan. So I would probably only target 20 miles because most of my buyers would come from Brooklyn and Queens and Manhattan. But you just have to know your area, depending how rural or how densely populated it is. Now, Michigan's a rural area, so I would typically go 50 miles. All right, so then I'm going to add or change interests, and this is where you're going to get much more specific. And I'm going to show you two different options for targeting, okay? There's a toggle up here that says or and I'm going to explain what both of those mean. They're both very, very different when you're using targeting. So bear with me while I explain what. So first I'm going to use or, and I'll show you. I always start with Realtor.com. People that might be interested in it, people who have liked pages related to Realtor.com, people who have searched on Realtor.com for homes, and that's what we want, okay? And then we want Zillow, because we want to target people who have, again, expressed interest, liked their pages, or searched on their website. Then we want to do, I always do something like first-time buyers, which is an interest. Maybe you do first-time home buyer grant. Let's see. You can do mortgage. More people who you don't want to use this because this will target this will target mortgage people in the mortgage business, but maybe you want to target people who were interested in mortgage insurance, right, or a mortgage calculator. And then I might want to this is a luxury home in my market, right? So then I might want to choose people who are in luxury property. Maybe let's see if there's anything for sailing. No, there isn't. Maybe is there anything for boats? Not sure. No boat. I'm just looking for things. I'm looking for interests that are similar to the house. So I can also click this button for interests and I can just see a whole bunch of stuff. So if I want to scroll down, I want to find one more that might relate to the house itself. You don't want to do more than 6 or 7 interests, maybe 8, because then you're going to narrow your interest to is going to be too narrow, and it's not going to get the exposure that you want. Let's see.
What about water?
What's that?
What about water?
Yeah, I think I've searched for water before in the past and I didn't see it.
Fishing.
Yeah, I feel like I did that too because we have a lot of fishing here, but maybe no. But sometimes I just go through the list. Let's see. Visual vehicles used training. Look, a terraced house. I don't know who that's going to put me in front of. But you get the point. So maybe you have a house with solar power, solar beams or solar panels. Let's see. I just want to see if there's one more. But if you have a house that maybe an investor would be interested in, you have real estate investing. If you're trying to recruit for your team, you have real estate broker. So there's lots of different options here, but I think you guys get the point. I'm going to use Realtor.com, Zillow, first-time buyer, mortgage, insurance, luxury property, and house hunting. So because I chose the or button, right? I'm going to show you what that means. I have chosen interests to get in front of people who are interested in Realtor.com or Zillow, or might be a first-time buyer, or might be interested in mortgage insurance, or luxury properties, or house hunting. Now, if I was going to change that to and, it's a much different world. So okay, so I'm going to choose Zillow. I'm going to choose luxury. Oops. And I'm going to choose first-time buyer. Okay, so now I'm only using 3 because I'm using the and option. When I use the and option, I'm going to get in front of people who like to look on Zillow for homes and are interested in luxury property and are potentially first-time buyers. Much different targeting for that. And because of it, you only want to use 3 at most. If you're using the or button, you're going to want to do like 6 to 8, right? Or less. Does that make sense to everyone? Just one person say yes. Because the targeting is much more specific when you're using the and as opposed to the or. Your price per lead might be a little higher, but with using and as opposed to or, you're most likely getting more of a motivated buyers. All right.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
Is there a benefit to increasing the radius versus leaving it at 50?
So like I said before, it really just depends on your market, right? So like I moved to Michigan 2 years ago from northern New Jersey, and I was 9 miles west of Midtown Manhattan. So most of my ads were really targeted like 15 miles out because most of my buyers came from Hoboken, New Jersey, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Westchester. So all of those things were like, 15 or 20 miles away at most. Because I'm in Michigan now, it's a much more rural. I usually go out 50 miles because my buyers could really be coming from anywhere. You know what I mean? So it just depends on where you are.
Yeah, so I'm not disagreeing with that thought process, but there are some people say that they want to move to a different state because of job relocation.
Sure.
So would that benefit us to opening that up, or is there an additional cost?
So what you would do is, let's say you want to target people in, where do you live, by the way?
Clearwater, Florida.
So where do people move from to Clearwater?
Where do they move from?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of locals that relocate within the area. I would say the majority, but being that we are a southern state, there are a lot of northerners that decide to leave
So
New York, Chicago, Hoboken, and come down to Florida where it's a lot warmer.
yeah, so then you'd want to maybe target New York City, right? You could do that. And then your ad copy would say, you know, if it's wintertime, you know, get out of the cold and come down to a beautiful, you know, lakefront or, you know, sunny Florida type of thing. But, you know, have you guys gotten into have seen the migration maps and referrals? Because the migration maps for referrals are pretty amazing. I'll just show you in a sec right now as a sidebar because of what you brought up. I think it will help help you understand where you should target, right? So let's go to the migration map and referrals, and I'll type in Clearwater, Florida. So I'm going to go to the map. I'm in referrals. I'm going to go to the map, and I'm going to choose the drop-down menu, and I'm going to click referral patterns. And this is referrals sent, and this is referrals received. So we want to see who is sending referrals to Clearwater. So Florida, see sent. Doesn't look like anyone is sending referrals. You better get on that. What's the next closest city from Clearwater?
Tampa.
Tampa.
Yeah, try Tampa.
Tampa will probably be a decent. Yeah, that works. Okay. So let's see. Oh my goodness, people are coming from Alaska.
That's pretty
Okay.
cool.
Yeah. And this shows, well, oops, hold on a second. That part wasn't cool. Let me go back. 1 second. Don't give me an unexpected error right now. Oh, okay, here we go. Yeah, let's do this again. So let's choose referral patterns, Tampa. And this is referrals that were sent out, and these are referrals that are sent in. So then what you could see is, you know, who is sending. So where are referrals coming from? These are obviously only through our system, you know what I mean? Not through the entire industry. But, you know, you've got some people coming from Anchorage, from Portland, only 1%. So I want to, but like, let's go down here. It looks like 15% of people are moving from Orlando to Tampa. Does that sound about right?
Yes. Yeah.
So you could do an ad. That's a huge amount. So do your ad for a house in Tampa and run it in Orlando. And the referral map is great when you're going on a listing consultation because you're like, hey, I'm going to advertise your home in Florida, in Orlando, because based on our data, agents in Tampa, 15% of the referrals that have been sent through our company have been sent from Orlando to Tampa. And I have that data for you right here. So when you're creating the ad, you would then, you know, do Orlando, and then I would just go however many miles out from there.
So let me ask you, can I do a 100-mile radius? Because that'll cover Orlando, Naples.
Can't go more than 50.
Oh, so 50. Okay.
Yeah, but you could run 2 separate ads to reach that radius.
Okay.
So just create one and then create another, right? So if you want to do 15 miles out from Orlando, and then maybe you know, you want to come down to Miami or something. I don't know, you know, just a ton of people from Orlando. But yeah, so just run 2 ads. Like if you're going to do a $25 spend, split it in half. But the migration map will help everybody understand where people are moving from, so you can run ads in those different locations, which could get you some pretty motivated buyers.
Yeah, thank you. That's a great feature.
Yeah, cool. It's really easy. Just go to referrals, click on map, and then the
Referral
drop down
patterns.
menu, click referral patterns, and then type in the town or city, and then these are referrals that are sent, and these are referrals that are coming in. So
Cool.
it's pretty cool. So so I'm gonna save this, and then this is the duration and budget. Okay, so let's say we're going to spend 50 bucks. I usually run an ad for like 5 to 7 days. Today is the 21st. Your ad is it the 20th? Is the 20th. Your ad will start within 12 to 24 hours. It's not going to start the minute you click it. So that's why it says your campaign is going to start on the 21st. But if I started this campaign now, there's a good chance it will be approved by this evening. But most 24 hours usually. Once in a while 48, but I've never really had to wait that long. It just has to go through the Facebook approval process. You're then going to want to do, so this is 10 days. Let's do, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 6, 7 days. And let's just say we're gonna do 50 bucks, and then I'm gonna do a little bit less than that. We'll do 5 days because I want to do $5 per channel. Okay, so 50 bucks total, and I have 2 channels. I have Instagram and Facebook. I'm gonna run it for 5 days. Now you'll see down here. Whoops, I'm gonna mute. Oh, thank you for muting yourself. I appreciate it. All right, so distribute evenly across the channels. No, you do not want to do that. Because you want to have Facebook automatically place your ads where it's performing the best. Because Facebook owns Instagram, if your ad is not performing well on Instagram and you've distributed evenly, it doesn't matter. It will still spend your money on both platforms equally. If your ad is not performing well on Instagram and you choose automatic placements, Facebook will use their algorithm to spend your money where it's being best spent. So if you run an ad on both platforms and it's not performing well on Instagram, it will move your money over to Facebook. In some instances, it will completely remove it from Instagram if it's really performing badly. So use automatic placements because the artificial intelligence and the algorithm will help you optimize your spend. So I highly suggest that. It's called dynamic spending. So you got $5 on each channel to start with, and then you click save duration and budget, and then you just publish it. I'm not going to publish it because I'm not going to run this. But you know, that's really all it takes to run an ad. And so when your leads start coming in, I'll take you back to my campaigns dashboard. You'll get notified on Kelly. All right, so make sure you have the Kelly app downloaded on your phone and make sure that notifications are turned on. So when a lead comes in, you'll get a push notification through Kelly that tells you you have a lead. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so this is the dashboard. When you have leads running, you'll see how many you have running up here. You'll see how many impressions they're getting. You'll see how many leads were captured, and you'll see your total spend. So let me bring you to this this ad. So your money is spent in different ways. Your money is spent in impressions. It's spent on clicks, and then it's spent for leads, which then equals your total spend. So this is the breakdown of how my money was spent with $70 and how I got 46 leads when they calculated all of that together. I ran an ad on Instagram. Oh no, I don't have it anymore. Sorry about that. So when my ad went live for this, here's how it looked. Okay, and when I ran an ad for my app, I just want to show you what it looks like when someone clicks and the pop-up shows up. Just give it a second. This one might not. It might actually be this one. I just want to show you the pop-up form. Maybe it's not letting me do that right now. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's doing it here. Doesn't seem to be working. I wanted to show you what the pop-up form looks like, but it's just a form that asks that confirms their name, phone number, and email, and they click submit. But either way, all of your information is going to be either or on the ad itself. When you click this button to see your leads, click the number, and it then brings you to everyone who opted in through that lead. Now I tagged these manually, but when you click on the person, you'll see name, phone number, email. You'll see name, phone number, email. It'll tell you whether it was delivered or not. I had them on smart plans. But name, phone number, email. If it says delivered, it means the phone number was correct. If it says undelivered, it means the phone is incorrect. Sometimes you get an incorrect number. Most of the time, I would say 80% of the leads I get have correct contact information, which is actually pretty good. We've been having some good conversations with people. But that's where your leads go.
Hey, Nick.
And also, I just want to show you one thing. I'll get to you in 1 second. When you look at the timeline, under notes, it'll tell you the lead was received from Bridge Lake Road, which was one of the ads that I ran. So that's another way that you can see where leads are coming from. When the lead comes in, it also says it right at the bottom of the timeline, lead received from Bridge Lake Road, which was this ad that I was running, that I named it Bridge Lake Road. So that way you can keep track of where they're coming from. Does that make sense, everyone? Someone had a question?
Yeah, I for SMS through your command, do you need to have a separate account to do the mass text messaging through that?
Yeah, you need Twilio.
Okay.
So you can connect Twilio through command. Twilio is really, really cheap.
Okay.
So let me just give you a little bit of instruction. So when you connect Twilio to command, because KW created an account for all of our agents, you're going to have to email support and ask them to remove the Keller Williams number and give you a local number, because there's a Keller Williams number located in Austin by default. So make sure that you do that. But it's very, very cheap. It's like 3/4 of a penny per text. And so for $20, you can probably send about 2,500 text messages. It's really, really affordable. I think I've only and I don't think most agents are sending that many. So that $20 could last you a couple months at most, right? And the reason why KW does that is because like the data pledge, they don't want to keep your number. If for some reason you leave the company, but you want to keep Twilio, they don't want to keep your number. But Twilio works really well. I can just show you really quick. What that looks like. Let me show you someone that I was having a conversation with. I think so you can see the back and forth. I think her name was Patricia. I referred her out because she was looking in an area that I don't like. I could have serviced her, but it was a little too far. Yeah, this was it. Okay. Oh, and she actually app too, which was pretty sweet. So okay, let me click on this. Okay, so I actually sent her this text. Let me know something I can help you with. You can get more info on my app. She actually downloaded my app, which is pretty sweet. She said she's approved for 110. I said, that's fantastic. What areas are you looking in? Anywhere with R&D. And I'm like, what does R&D mean? Rural development, of course, right? So many people will be like, oh my gosh, how should I reply to that? Just ask, right? So I said, great. What areas you're open to? Saginaw Bay City. So one of my team leaders, we have a business center in Saginaw. So I just sent him the lead and he referred it out, and she's in conversation with one of our agents. But this was awesome because she last contact with her was 6 days ago. She came in on March 4th. We started having conversations 6 days ago. So this was a pre-approved qualified lead for 110 grand. Like, it's freaking awesome. You know what I mean? So, you know, she agreed to be put in contact with Ryan, one of my agents up in the Saginaw area, which is an hour north of me.
Hey, Nick, quick question.
Yeah.
Was all that text copy that you've just shown us, is that something you pre-programmed or is that manually?
Yeah, I create my own smart plans. Yeah,
Okay, super. Thank you.
I create my own smart plans. So
I have a question.
I have I posted a Facebook one in, you know what? I'm going to give it to you guys. How about that? I'll post it in the chat. Let me just get it for you, okay? I posted it in Command Your Conversion, but let me get it for you. Does anybody have any questions while I'm
I have
trying to
two
share that?
questions.
Yeah, what's up?
After what I learned just now and the mistakes that I made creating my brand new 3 new ads that I did last night, how do I go back and edit it? Like, obviously, I didn't use the automatic placement. I did the bad distribute evenly. So how do I go and
Did you
change
run
that to
the?
active
Did you
ad?
run? Okay. Did you run the ads to completion or no?
They're active right now, so they're running.
Okay, so you would go and you would stop them or pause them,
Okay.
and I'll just show you how to do that
Yeah.
real quick.
You know. Okay. So even if I pause them,
You're not going to get your money
include
back.
them.
You're going to be credited for the money you didn't spend.
Okay. Oh, so you mean
So-
I got to set them all, redo them?
This is how you do it.
Okay.
So if I had an ad running, I would go over to these 3 dots. Can you see my screen?
Yep. So you're picking one that's active right now?
I don't have anyone.
Oh, okay.
I don't have any that's active, but you're gonna click this bar. I can't click the bar because it's not active. And there's gonna be 3 dots that come down,
Yep.
and you'll pause or stop,
Uh-huh.
and then stop them. And let's say you had a $50 spend, but you only spent 25.
Right.
You pause it or
Mhm.
stop it. Then the next time you run an ad, you want to spend another $50 when it deploys, and you get that email that says thank you for
I'll have a
run your
credit
business.
balance on my file.
It will say that you've been only charged $25. It will tell you how much you've been charged, and you'll be able to figure out your credit from there.
But what I'm trying to do is I want to adjust my existing ones. I want to correct them. I want to.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah.
So then you would want to edit and duplicate. You would want to you wouldn't duplicate and run. You would edit and then run.
So it allows
make
me to
sense?
go back to the original screens and edit everything and then resubmit it.
Correct.
Okay.
I can't think of the exact verbiage, but you'll have an option whether to either edit it and then run it again, duplicate it and run it again, but you have to pause it first, and then
I can learn to understand.
Oh, you have to pause it first before I can edit it.
You can't edit it while it's active. No.
Okay. My second question is this, and I've been getting it from colleagues. What is causing the terrible leads? Like just bad emails, bad numbers, young kids playing around. Is there anything that we should do to depict?
Give me an example of what you're experiencing.
I'm not there, and it was a question they asked me to ask while I was on here. They're just getting, what they said was bad contacts, bad leads with bad information, and young kids.
Okay, so my question to them would be, do their parents want to sell? No, I'm kidding. My
You're
question,
right?
my question. Oh, you know what? Hold on, guys. I'm posting my real quick before I forget, and then I'll answer your question. Facebook Smart Plan. I'm putting my Facebook Smart Plan in the chat box right now. If you have any, it's Google Drive. If you have any questions or can't access it, request access, but I made it public. Reach out to me later if you have any questions about it. All right, so a couple things could be happening, right? So the one thing you have to understand is it's about quantity, not quality, right? It's about spending $100, getting 100 leads, and closing 1. That's what it's about. right? Like let's say in my market, my team's average commission was $7,500, right? Like if I put $100 a month behind Facebook ads in Command and my team closed an extra 12 units a year, that's $90,000 and I've only spent 1,200. That's how we have to look at it. It's a numbers game all day long with Facebook ads. They're not realtor.com or Zillow leads. They're Facebook leads. They're top of the funnel leads. They might not be ready right now. And it's about spending a small amount of money and generating a ton of opportunity and closing one of those. If at minimum, anybody in the right mind, if I said, if you spent $1,200 and you made 90 grand, do you think that would be a good investment? Anyone would say yes. That's what it's about. So if they're saying the contact information isn't good, I can almost guarantee you they're not generating enough opportunity to even know if any of them are good. That's just my experience from lead generating on Facebook for like the last 4 years. It's about quantity. So you just have to go through it. You just got to plow through these opportunities and find the one or two that is motivated. And they are there. I can tell you that they're there. I've been doing 4 years, and that's just what it's a game. That's what the game is. So,
hey Nick,
I've gotten 8-year-old kids many times. I've gotten 8-year-old kids.
Excuse me, Nick.
Who are on their parents' phones.
Could you show us?
Yeah.
Could you? I'm sorry to interrupt you. Could you show us a example of attract buyers instead of the listing?
So what I would do for that is, I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but I can give you an idea. Is that cool?
Yeah, that'd be great.
All right, cool. So let me share my screen. What I would do is hold on, Jack, my cat is trying to eat my earpiece. Okay, let me go to my website. So if you're going to attract, now you can use a listing ad obviously to attract buyers, but if you wanted to do something a little more purposeful, what I would suggest is let's do this. Okay, so let's oh, you know what? I have to log into my website for this. So what you would do is you have to log into your website for this. Actually, I don't think I have to do that. Oh, no. Let me log out. Okay. Up here. Okay, so this is what I do to attract buyers. Okay, so I would choose a price point, right? So let's say, you know, depending on the area I want to target. Obviously, I'm going to target kind of like my vicinity here. So let's just say 500,000. Let's say 250 to 500. Let's do beds. Let's do 3+ property type, houses. Obviously, we want them to be for sale, active, and we'll leave baths off of there. And let's see, we're going to go to more. And when I go to more, I'm going to use this price reduced 7 days. I'm going to click that. And what I've done now is I've created a list of 18 properties that have been reduced in price over the last 7 days, maybe a little less than 8, like 2 or 3 duplicates. But what I would do is I would copy and paste this link, and when I open up a new browser and I paste it, that search just saved will show up on any browser. So now my ad will say, click below to get a list of the most recently reduced homes for sale in Clarkston, or Clarkston is a competitive market. These homes have all been reduced in price over the last week. Click to see the list. that's a really effective ad for buyers, because now they think they can get a deal, and you've made it easy for them to see the most recent price reductions in your area. How's that?
That sounds really great, actually. Question on that. Now, we're showing an example of these, 8 different homes or what have you. What about what if they're not our listing? I mean, is there the issue with us
So
having
here's the thing. What I would do is I would go into designs and create a design around it. So let me show you. I think I might have an example of that actually, because I ran a couple ads like that. So it doesn't matter if you feature the listings in the ad that you like when they click through, because it's just an IDX feed. Let me see if I can find it.
So because we're not specifically pointing out a certain listing tied
Yeah,
to
you don't want to use the photos of the listing in the ad.
Okay. Okay.
But you can point to the link on your website because it's an IDX feed. I just want to show you. Oh, let me see. Oh, okay. Here's the image I used for that ad. Okay, it's opening up. 1 second. Okay, this is the image that I used for that ad.
We're kind of implementing throughout our team. Right now, setting appointments can be done. We are seeing.
So price reductions in Bluefield, free list of reduced homes. I just used this image for my ad. I created it in designs.
Great idea. Okay, so they just go through that.
Yeah, so this is the picture that you show. It's one photo, and you create, like I just showed you. Go to your website, choose the area you want to target, and choose the price range, the amount of beds, the type of home, and the status, and then more. And when you scroll down to more, you toggle this price reduced within 7 days, and then no matter where you take this link and open it up, it lives forever. So, and it updates in real time. So what I would suggest is doing this. Go to Bitly, which is a link shortener. Okay, it's free. And when you go to Bitly, bitly.com, click create, paste it, and then you give it a title. And then you can edit the back here. And when you save this, oops, it's already taken. Let's just give it a number, reduced homes 1. That's already taken. Reduced homes in Michigan. I'm trying to think of something that isn't taken yet. That's not taken, perfect. And here's a shorter link. So copy and use that for the link redirect. And then when someone clicks through, it brings them to that page. And the cool thing about this link is that it lives forever. So it updates in real time. So you can use it over and over and over and over and over and over and over, even 6 months from now, because the houses will be all different, you know?
So all you're really doing is using Bitly to create a separate URL. They would
shortening the link. Yeah, I'm shortening the link because Facebook likes shorter links typically.
Awesome.
And that link before shortening it is like ridiculously long. So I just shorten it so I can also track it, because Bitly lets you track it. And the cool thing about it is the link will last forever because an IDX feed updates all the time.
And
so,
have you had success with that ad?
I've been running ads like that for years on Facebook. Yeah, it's a good one.
Thank you.
Because it's like instant value. It's like instant information, right? You know, who doesn't want so like the ad will say something along the lines of, so like in Clarkston, Michigan, where I live, the average home price is like 400, right? What I would actually do is I would do here's a list. Now I have 7. Here's a list of the most recent. The average home price in Clarkston, Michigan is 400,000. Get a list of the most recently reduced homes in Clarkston for under 400,000, right? So like if they can get a deal under the average price of that market that was also just reduced, you know, it's all in the ad copy. And ad copy and convenience. So that could work for you.
Thank you, sir.
Anybody have any questions? I got to jump off because my wife is kind of needing me right now. But
I have one question.
yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
You mentioned previously that you were going to discuss about Facebook pages. I've gotten some conflicting information as to whether we need the actual separate Facebook business page versus a business page that is, I'll say, under our personal profile.
You definitely need a Facebook business page on Facebook in order to run ads. So the way you set that up, the way you connect, so you have to create that through Facebook. The way you connect it to Command is going to your profile up here in the upper right hand corner, and you click settings, and then it brings you back here to settings. And you're going to want to connect your Facebook, this one. Also, you're going to connect to Facebook post scheduling. That will allow you to schedule posts onto your Facebook business page through Command. And then you're going to want to connect Facebook Ads Manager. And you would, instead of manage, it would say connect. And you just go through the prompts. Very simple. But you need to do that or else you can't run ads. And you need to have a business page on Facebook in order to connect that to Command. You can't run ads through a personal profile, only through a Facebook business page.
Okay, that's what I thought. I had just been told differently recently that Facebook had changed. And
yeah, no, that's always stayed the same. Either there was like a miscommunication, or maybe that person wasn't explaining it properly, but you can only put money behind posts that are connected to your business page. And also just please remember this: when your ad is deployed, when it's approved and it's running, it's called a dark post. Okay, so when you go to your business page after your ad is launched, you're not going to see the ad there because it's targeting people that you tell it to. You're only going to see the ad there if you actually post to your business page directly. So a lot of people freak out. They're like, I just launched an ad and I can't find it on my business page. It's because it's an ad and not a post, right? So it's only being seen by the people that you're targeting. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, because don't freak out and say that it's not there, that you can't see it, because you won't. You'll be able to see a preview of it in your campaigns manager through Command, but you won't be able to see it on your business page because it's only going out to people who you're targeting. It's called a dark post. So.
Hey, Nick. Laith with KW Domain.
What's up, Laith?
What's going on, Nick? Will this video be recorded and posted?
I'm recording it. Everyone who's been on this call will receive a copy, and I'll upload it to YouTube as well.
Awesome.
You got to give me some time though, because Zoom is taking a really long time to process videos because there's a lot of people using it. It took 24 hours to process my last one, so. As soon as it's processed and uploaded to YouTube, I will send it to everybody. Don't worry.
Thanks, sir. Appreciate it.
Hello, Nick.
All right, guys. Yeah.
Just one question. This is Miguel from Heritage. What is the effectiveness between having your ads through Command or doing it through my just regular ads manager?
Okay, so yeah, I talked about that in the very beginning, but I'll mention it one more time. Then I got to jump off. So the reason is because KW has a relationship with Facebook, right? So there's actually people at Facebook who work exclusively on Command products, and because we have such a big network of agents, and every individual Command account is connected at the bottom. It's like a funnel. So imagine everyone's Command account at the top, and then imagine it's just all coming down like this and being connected to one, being connected together at the bottom. And at the bottom, that's KW. That's KW's ad spend account. So when agents are creating ads and they're putting money into their ads, the money is being spent through Keller Williams ad spend account. So right now, KW agents are spending $1 million to $1.5 million on Facebook ads every quarter. That's only going to grow. The more that grows, the lower your cost per lead is going to get. The more that grows, the more ads that are being deployed, the smarter the Facebook algorithm gets, and the better the placement of your ads get. So two things: the amount of money being spent and the placement of those ads being positioned better on Facebook equates to a lower cost per lead, because your placement is very important. Making sure you're getting in front of more motivated people. If Miguel, your name's Miguel, right?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Can't remember, but maybe. If Miguel went in and spent $25 on Ads Manager, all Facebook sees is Miguel spending $25 on Ads Manager.
Okay.
It's not enough money, and your targeting isn't backed by tens of thousands of other ads being run in our company through the same platform.
Okay.
So that's why you're going to see a higher cost per lead if you do it yourself, as opposed to using it through Command, because we have the power of KW algorithm and Facebook algorithm behind us.
Okay. Thank you, Nick.
That make sense?
Thank you very much.
Cool. Guys, I got to jump off. You know how to reach me if you need me. Email me, text me, message me on Facebook. And as soon as this is processed, I'll send it out to everybody. Don't worry, I didn't forget about you if it takes a while. But I hope you got some value, and I hope you learned a lot. And feel free to get in touch if you need any additional help.
Awesome opportunity.
for
Nick.
everything.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you.